Assalamu alaikum dear students. It is the fourth video for week 4 lesson 8, and now we are going to cover social problems that Pakistan had to face. Pakistan since prehistoric time is the cradle of multiple races and cultures. Clear? Let's, for example, if you look at the map, that as means Pakistan, this area is in the center of the many areas. For example, the rulers of Pakistan and India, mostly they were from the Central Asia. Aryans prehistoric time came from Central Asia and they developed here the Indus Valley civilization. Well, Greeks in times 320 AD came and they captured the lands here, mean Alexander the Great and the fight of Horus. Well, people from China, Huns and others, they crossed the Silk Route and they would come here and settle here, means Tibet, areas of Gilgit-Baltistan, clear, in today's Ladakh, they were there. People from Central Asia's traders, clear, Arabs, fine. These people came here, they got settled, they established entirely a different culture. And again, the cultures of all these areas by one way or other were slightly different because of their race, traditions, land attributes, economical level, social setup. And all these people, mean Pakhtun north, Baloch in the west, Sindhis in south, and Punjabis in northeast. Bengalis quite in the west and Kashmiris in the east. Fine. Their population were quite different. Let's, for example, in Punjab, the people were open. It was agri, clear landlordism and all other things happening here. Clear? So, similarly, after partition, this area was mostly, for example, the people from Bengal and India, they mostly settled in Karachi, whereas people from India, they settled in Pakistan, Punjab and other regions. This settlement and social differences were a common problem. Later on, the issue of language, exploitation, a kind of fight on resources, clear? So these are the social problems that arose at that time. Quaid-e-Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah realized it in quite earlier stage and he advised the nation not to widen these bifurcation and divisions because they were going to be fatal. And unfortunately, provincialism is now emerging a lot, and on the basis of language and other issues, East Pakistan was divided. Pakistan was divided, unfortunately, in Bangladesh and Pakistan. So these ethnic and population issues are very common. And you see this biasness, narrow-mindedness, suspicion, allegation in today's politics. And in this way, politicians played a very vital role just to protect their own seats, to keep alive their own uh, settlements. The example is that you see that Sindh PPP controlled Sindh and they call it a Sindh card. Fine. Punjab mostly is controlled by the businessmen and Punjabi leaders. Clear. And similar findings are there in KPK. Now, the centralism, the federation is very weakened to these political rivalries and unjust division of resources. Fine. So, they are some of the social problems which where educational background and the societal setup are strong linked. Another issue was accession of the princely states. You know this, that India remained under the control of the Muslims for thousands of for almost 800 years properly, and here the most lavish and better areas were under the Muslims. For example, Punjab, Kashmir, KPK, Sindh, Riyasat Hyderabad, Bengal, clear, Lucknow, Delhi, fine, Gujarat, Ahmedabad, Bombay. So these areas were under the Muslims, where the Muslim population was more. But as per the Radcliffe division, partition division, India was given opportunity to gobble or swallow so many Muslim states by force. Clear? And got, they mean, captured the biggest state, Hyderabad, clear, Junagadh, Manavadar, Kashmir, okay, and many states in areas in East Pakistan. Fine. Later on, the Gilgit, Kalat, Balochistan, they clear. These areas were given opportunity and through proper fairness, these areas came into Pakistan. Fine. And among these all issues, Kashmir is the long burning issue because 4 million inhabitants of Kashmir in 1947 were the Muslims. Fine. And it was a Muslim territory. But Indians captured this land unjustly. And now, India under the international, say, cautiousness and support shown in a map showing these areas, Gilgit and Baltistan in India. So, in response, Pakistan also revive his historical claim over Kashmir, Junagadh and Manavadar plus the Sar Creek areas to India, and this is a bone of contention between all. Well, division of financial and military assets, that in 1947 British and Hindus agreed that they would pay almost 750 million rupees, clear, put in what there in Reserve Bank to Pakistan. The first 200 million rupees were paid, and then a war broke out between Kashmir on Kashmir, and India refused to pay the rest of money, alleging or accusing that Pakistan would use this money for against India. And although Gandhi tried to hand over these assets, but that was simply an excuse internally. They didn't want to give anything to Pakistan. Later on, they paid further 500 million rupees to Pakistan when Gandhi pursued, and the division of the resources was 36% to Pakistan and 44% to uh, India, but that was not done in. A big problem for Pakistan was its military comprising of 1,50,000 men, and they needed 400 officers, whereas in army only 200 and 2,500 trained Muslims. Clear? Whereas British army favored the Hindu. Fine. Artillery and ordnance factories and many other things were given to the India. And then the last one is canal water disputes. As I stated in earlier, that the headworks of most of the canals and rivers were given to India, and that's why India was able to control the canals of the Bari Doab, and thus Pakistan faced severe issues. This dispute was settled between Raj, in that is called Indus Water Treaty by the World Bank. Refugees crisis was really an immense crisis. Millions of people from India came to Pakistan, and they were killed. They were massacred, and in Pakistan there were quite less resources. In this condition, the government of that time took very laborious effort, and next years were all in the development of these refugees. In short, we can say that Pakistan is truly a miraculous act of divine or act of Allah, that it came into being and existed, especially amidst the so many challenges of the past and the present. Thank you very much.